fascinating, tiny planetary nebula, very difficult to find and even more difficult to photograph.
This object is a tiny magnitude 15 planetary nebula, located 10,000 light-years away in the constellation of Cygnus at a declination of plus 48 degrees. NGC 7026 is a complex, bipolar nebula. It consists of 3 opposite polar pairs of lobes and 4 sets of nodes, all symmetrical about the core, and a conical outlet. The nebula shows a strongly ionized structure.
It's an area very well known by me. I have photographed several other objects like the Cocoon Nebula, the Pelican Nebula. It's a really good position for my telescope. As you can see, it's beautifully pointing there to the northeast, above all the trees, and I am in a latitude of 35 degrees as I am in the Smoky Mountains. My telescope is stationary in a SkyShed Skydome, and it is a Skywatcher Quattro 10. Camera is a CWO 1600 Pro. The guide camera is a CWO 120 Mini. With the monochrome camera, I like to use a CWO filter wheel where I can put my 1.25 up-to-long filters. Sure, this beautiful planetary nebula, I need to have power to power all of this gear. To connect lots of cables and give power, the Pegasus Astro Hub and Pegasus Astro Pocket Power Dogs. Oh my God, don't tell me about cables. Woo. My Astro Raccoon Canela is ready to start this beautiful imaging session. Hey Canela! This little sink right here. So let's just go ahead and send the telescope. Challenge for me to photograph this planetary nebula is that it is not a popular nebula to photograph, as it is tiny and extremely bright. I didn't find that many references online for me to compare once I believe I found it. So let's see. I believe this little bright object here is the Cheeseburger Nebula. And this is a screenshot of that image that I first got. So now I can see these 3 little stars here. Well, one is a bigger one, but I also have kind of like the same pattern right here. So it got a little bit confusing. And which 3 stars are this? It's time to find it. Let's just go to plate solve this image using Nina imaging software. So what is plate solve and how we use it in different softwares such as Nina? Well, plate solve uses your telescope location pointing to the sky at that specific moment. In this case, I already had it pointing to NGC 7026, and it's going to compare that image with a database of stars of that region and find it precisely. I already put here NGC 7026, and it found it in the Sky Atlas. Next step will be to put it onto Framing Assistant. And once it is here, which is the area that I believe it's this nebula, then I can go ahead and do a test photo and compare and be sure that I am on target. Okay, so there it is. So I believe that's what it is. Now, I did not see. Let me see. Is it in between the two stars? Yes, it is. 1 and 2. So, okay, let's just go ahead and play solve just to be sure that I am right. Just go ahead and do a test photo here. Let's see. That looks very, very bright. Oh my goodness. Look where... Look at that little thing. There it is. Sorry, I was confusing it with the star, but now that I'm seeing the image, there it is. That's my little cheeseburger. So, wow. So pretty much we need the Hubble telescope. So wish me luck on this one. So I was able to photograph the Cheeseburger Nebula for about 4 hours using red, green, and blue. I didn't do luminance because it's a very bright, tiny object. Let's just go ahead and check pics inside and see how these images look. The first thing is to examine all of the images, and here's a quick view. They are going to be a monochrome, but that's kind of like the imaging session happening there. And then these images will go into the calibration process. I'm going to stack them together, align these images. And this is my first image integration in color that I can see finally. As you can, if you remember, this is that big star that I was a little confused. Going here into these 3 stars where I thought it was the Cheeseburger Nebula, but it turned out that I was close, but actually it's the one in between these 2 stars that I mentioned before, and right here in the middle, this is right here, the Cheeseburger Nebula. Well, as you can see, this is a very challenging target for me. I do have a big surprise as I am going to upgrade my telescope, and what is coming, it is the bomb. Lestron Rasa 11.